Holy Ethan. It's in Matilda already.
Te Kura Tawhiti has become a special place and home for climbers. Located in the centre of the South Island of Aotearoa, New Zealand, about an hour's drive from the city of Ōtautahi. After being undersea over 30 million years ago, the limestone was then thrust up from its origin, eroding slowly by wind and rainfall, revealing over time the distinctive sculptured landforms that we see today.
I used to wear like headphones a lot when I walked around here, so I used to just hear like techno music, and I had this moment walking out from what we call the teapot, and I was walking through the river and the music was cranking, and I just like took the headphones off, like, what am I doing? This whole experience is just being completely numbed out by like listening to tunes while I'm here.
It's pretty magical. Like, it's definitely a kind of connection with nature and the environment that's indescribable.
When you really explore, there's no A to B objective. It's how can I kind of experience all that this place has to give, and how can it teach me? How can I grow?
It's not even about climbing, it's just like feeling really connected, and it's hard to explain, but I see that as a spiritual value more than anything else.
The aliens are coming.
You're so disillusioned, you don't know what to do, and your palms reach to 30 and your arms are made of glue. You don't know what to do.
You could think of Kasu as like or like certain rock formations as like a chieftain or a rangatira. I hate it when people talk about conquering climbing, like it's not that here. Like you're like gifted a moment where you interact well enough, like you are like moving well enough and like de-stressed and decluttered enough to climb here and climb well here.
That's it. That was too fast. Yeah, too quick, guy.
Castle Hill was essentially the best place to experience that freedom, because it's such a unique climbing style that you don't really get that much around the world.
You can't rely on your hands to save you. You have to rely on your feet to save you, and that's so counterintuitive for climbing because you feel that if the feet go, you can still grab something, but you don't have that. It's all on the feet.
I feel like the style of Castle Hill, like you can never truly learn. I want to keep learning and try to master it, so every time I come here I learn something new, and like I know I'll never understand it, but the like motivation to keep learning and keep like understanding these weird sequences and these weird movements and trying to get my body to do them it's a challenge.
Yeah, everything goes into it, your whole body, your whole mind, everything just is into that one foot movement or that one hand movement, and they're so gentle and slight, but you can feel that whole power through it, and I think that's like no better feeling. Like that's what every athlete wants. That's nirvana. Like you are so in the moment at that point.
The climbing here is just so ridiculous and absurd, and nothing really makes sense, and the more you climb here, the more you understand that the grades don't really matter. Everything's worth trying, and like a lot of things you get shut down on.
A unique style. I think a lot of people don't enjoy it.
It's hard. Yeah, it's proper hard.
Normally limestone is like quite tall cliffs. Castle Hill is so curvy and organic and flowy, and you can just get lost in the rhythms and the small little alleyways that the rock has to offer.
There's a lot more going on here than just people climbing rocks. And that's pretty nice. Nice to notice. There's just all these giants kind of lounging about in the grass.
Through climbing, we're entrusted with guardianship, kai tiakitanga, of our natural spaces. Tread gently, honour nature, and erase your marks. Use water and care to wash holes, preserving the rock's purity. Let it rest and avoid overclimbing. As users and impact generators, there's a responsibility to take care of the areas we are privileged to access.
Everyone has a sense that they want to care for the place because we are starting from kind of square one with like the area getting popular. We can actually like affect how people look after it. Because we're out here all the time, and we have the ability to like, you know, just do like some small bits of good. The people who got into climbing here before it got popular really realized that we needed to treat the area with that kind of respect and like look after the rock.
So initially it's just to clean the moss off so we can actually climb them in the first place, and then it's about like a cycle of keeping the rock in nice condition so it doesn't just turn. It's so soft, the rock, that if you keep adding chalk and rubber, it turns into this like abrasive paste and just polishes the rock, and then it's pretty grim to climb on.
it is just a rock, you know, at the end of the day, but a small part of nature that we, you know, borrow to have fun and, you know, it's our own playground, but to clean it after and to care for it. Yeah, it's something about that. I think it really does make me a better person somehow.
Although it's a playground, you know, like it has so much to teach you, and I feel like it's just very wise. Like this place is just full of like knowledge and history, and I don't know.
One of the big, oh my god!
It's huge. Yeah.
That place is like, if you go there at nighttime, that place is so spooky. Once you kind of attune to it and kind of understand how the forms and shapes of the place work, and it's really, really beautiful, but there's definitely like an ominous energy, you know, in that transfer between light and day.
Yeah, even with this little lake.
If we do this interview 20 years from now on, if you ask me like what are the best moments of your life, and it doesn't even have to be about climbing, I'd come back instantly to like moments in Castle Hill, without a doubt.
Nice, bro.
I think that was a good one.
That was good.
That was a good one. That came from my heart too.
Yeah.